1 minute. Do you want to read the daily word? Good morning. I am Dr. Marlene Bricker, and I'm here with Unity Spiritual Center in Collinsville, Illinois. Welcome, everyone. Excuse me. Wherever you are on your path, whatever your path may be, you are welcome here. And I hope that you all had a glorious holiday. I believe today is Kwanzaa, so happy Kwanzaa, everyone. Whether it was a Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah a few weeks ago, or I don't know, I don't think Ramadan's at this time, but whatever it is, and whether you celebrated nothing at all, I hope you had a glorious day. So, this morning, my talk is titled The Wonder of It All, and I would like to start with just a little passage I found. It was an excerpt from a past Unity magazine column, Life is a Wonder. And I thought this was just beautiful. There is a place to which you can turn for rest and release from fear and care. It is a holy place. Stillness fills it. The peace of God is in it. There your mind becomes like a little child's, lovely and true and pure. I love it. I love the analogy that your mind becomes like a little child's, because when we think back to our thoughts when we were a child. And then this is a quote from Eric Butterworth, one of the most well-known Unity ministers. Infinite mind will put ideas into your mind, words into your mouth, creativity into your hands, boundless opportunity before you, and guiding light on your way. And now, today I'm going to read a long one because my talk is titled The Wonder of It All. And I want to read from Psalm 8, verses 4 through 9. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings, and crowned him with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the sea. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. And now what I wrote on the wonder of it all. I'm using an acronym today, which will finish my acronym series for this year. We'll see what we come up with for next year. And the word is now. The N stands for nourishing, the O stands for our, and the W stands for wonder. Nourishing our wonder. Sometimes I am just in a state of overwhelm when I look up into the sky at night and see an orange moon, which there actually was this week, a big, bright orange moon, or stars dancing and flickering their bright lights across the sky, or the feel of the breeze, the smell of the fresh grass after a rain, the beach in Hawaii, the mountains in Switzerland, the painted desert, my backyard. I am in awe. I am awed by the beauty, the splendor of it all. Dearest Creator, how did you do it? Create this wonder that gives us so much pleasure. As we wind down 2021, I take this moment to nourish the wonder of it all. And it is good. So what does it mean to nourish one's wonder? I think there are little miracles that are happening all over the world. And one of my most favorite songs is Joan Osborne, If God Was One of Us. You know that song? It is one of my all-time favorites. If God was one of us, just a slob like one of us, trying to make his way back home on a bus, and basically what it's saying, in my opinion, is God is one of us, because we're all one with God, and within each of us is that spark of light and that spark of wonder and that spark of joy, and we find God, the wholeness, the goodness, the wonder, the whole enchilada, we find it in each other. And I want to tell you something that happened yesterday. It was a very fitting Christmas Day story. So I do weddings. I've been doing weddings, since like 1998. And I used to get quite a few from a company. They would send me referrals. They get a fee, I get a fee. I go out and do the wedding. Haven't heard from this company in forever, but last week I got a referral for a wedding on Christmas Day. And I talked to the bride, who sounded like just a lovely young woman. She told me a bit about herself and her fiance, and she had a child from a prior marriage, and just giving me some background so that when I got there, we wouldn't be total strangers. But it was weird. I get this a lot. When I spoke with her, I felt like I've known her forever. I mean, the kindness of her soul came through the phone. So yesterday we went there, and it was a very small wedding in their apartment, a small space, and there was her son, and there was a cousin and grandmother and her mom and a couple of aunts. And then there was someone from out of town, and we did a FaceTime with the people that were out of town. And she had asked me at one point, would it be okay to pay me half and then send money when she got paid? I went, sure, not a problem. So yesterday, before the wedding, I pulled her in the bedroom and I said, how about all you need to send me is this much more, and just don't worry about the rest of it. And she said, oh, that is so kind of you, but no. Oh, no, I want to pay you all of it. I want you to have all of it. Well, it's very interesting because young people don't use checks and cash and stuff like that anymore. They use Venmo and this and that, and we haven't gotten Venmo yet, but I guess we're going to. And so she said, her husband said, I'm going to run over to the bank and I'm going to get your money. And we sat and visited for a while, and he gave the money to Steve. We didn't count it, and we get home. And I counted that money and I went, oh my God, they gave us $50 more than what they were supposed to. So I called her right away and I said, look, you gave us too much money. I'm going to bring some back. And she went, oh no, we didn't. She goes, that was intentional. We wanted you to have that money. And I was like overwhelmed, because I thought, my first thought was, I think they need that money more than I need it. But then I thought, what is with these people? What is in their heart that they feel so compelled to do something so above and beyond kind? And I wrote her and I said that I was just overwhelmed by their kindness and I wished them every kindness, whatever. And she wrote me the most beautiful thing that, said she couldn't have thought of a kinder person to come on Christmas, and do and whatever. And I mean, I have just been so touched. And I'm going to send her a gift. We have a business. I'm going to find her a really beautiful necklace. Oh, this was the other thing. I've never seen anything like this. But this mother and son, this was like an 8-year-old little boy, had such a bond. And they gave him a gift because when I do a wedding and there's a child, I will have the parents do vows to that child also. And they gave him, I've never seen anything like it. It came in a box that had a light so that you could hold it in front, but it was a little globe, little round globe, and in it there was a star. And when you looked through the light, you could see all the concentric circles. It almost looked like the moon's going around, Saturn or something, It was just a very spiritual, beautiful, beautiful piece. And she said, he got the star because I always tell him he's my star, and he always says, Mom, you're my moon. And so they told him that, we're giving you this, and to remember wherever you are in your life, how much we love you, and it was just, the whole thing, it was almost like an out-of-body experience. So when I think about nourishing one's wonder, or nourishing our wonder, and I think about how this universe works, and the people that you meet, I think like maybe I was in the presence of angels yesterday, because there was just something about these two people, the gentleness and the kindness, and the child and their dog. The dog was a puppy, and he was so gentle. He didn't bark when we came in. And I thought, wow. So at this time of the year, people are so busy. I have read story after story and article after article, how to relieve your stress during Christmas. Go see a counselor, take a deep breath, have a cup of tea. And I'm going, what? What is wrong with this world? I once met a woman that was just in agony. She was going crazy. I said, what is the problem? She goes, oh my God, I have all these decorations to put up. I am so stressed. I'm going to have to go home and take a Valium. And I went, well, maybe you could just put up fewer decorations. I said, there's billions of people that are starving. And you're worried about a decoration. That's what's making you stressed. What is wrong with us? What is wrong when we can go into our backyard? If you don't have a backyard, go into someone else's backyard. If someone else doesn't have a backyard, go to a park. And if you're not near a park, look at the sky. But look at the wonder and awe around you. That's what it means to be awestruck. I'm thinking about all these kids today, like going to our son's house after, our wedding yesterday, and just the stark contrast, of a home with, 4 huge Christmas trees and decorations all over, and they don't even know what they got for gifts because there's so many of them, And then I think about it today. You ask the kid, what did you get for Christmas? Were you happy? Oh, yeah, but now I want to get a. Because we're not done, because we just go from one to the next to the next. And my question is, for you, for me, what if we didn't? What if we got off? What if we got off of this merry-go-round? What if we got off of society's rules? Here's how you live a good life. You go to a good school. You marry the right person. You hang out with the right people. You get your degree from the right college in the right profession. You live in the right neighborhood. And you will have it. I don't know about you, but I ran to my mailbox for years looking for it. And it was never there. It didn't come from the degree. It didn't come from moving into a neighborhood with the best schools. It didn't come from any of it. You know, I told this story a few weeks ago, but it's worth it. It kind of says, just like a fish can't find water because they're in it, man can't find God because God's within us. And the story goes that God purposefully did that because God knew that man would not look within himself to find God. So here we sit at the beginning of 2022, next week, and we're still searching. And I'm saying, nourish our wonder. Go back to when you were a child. Do you remember when you were a little kid, if you grew up in St. Louis or anywhere around here? And when I taught in particular, because when I was a kid, we could walk to school, so we really didn't get snow days. But when I was teaching, tell you how dedicated I was. Oh my gosh, if they predicted snow, I couldn't wait, because we were going to get a snow day. And if snow was predicted, how many of you remember getting up in the middle of the night if you had to go to the restroom or get a drink of water or whatever? For me, the first thing I did was run to the window and look out, right? To see if there was snow. And that might be at midnight. And then maybe I got up again at 3. Oh, I wonder if it's there yet. And then maybe at 6, oh my God, there it is. It's coming down. Or the disappointment I felt when it didn't. Or when I was a child getting all bundled up in my boots, in my coat, and going out there until our teeth chattered because you wanted to make a snowman and play in the snow and throw snowballs and go down the sled. For any of you who are from St. Louis, we have Art Hill. And that was always the biggest thing ever. It's right there by the Art Museum. Did you know about that, Randy? Everybody used to go sledding. It was a big hill, too. And or the Steinberg ice skating rink. It was outside. You froze. But you were a kid. It didn't matter. It felt great. The snow was beautiful. You made prints. You stomped in it. You made handprints, snow angels, all of it. Remember that wonder? The wonder of that first snow? The wonder of that first breath of spring? It's like a neighbor of ours has, my gosh, their whole yard is weeds, which is so interesting, but these jonquils still have lived. And it's like one day I'll get out, it might just be in March, and I go, oh my God, there's a jonquil. Spring is on its way. That's what I'm talking about. Nourishing our wonder. Maybe you had a fascination with Santa Claus, so go sit on Santa's lap. Who cares? Just because we're in big bodies doesn't mean we have to have old, crotchety ideas. We can still have that wonder of that child where everything was beautiful. Like in Annie, the sun will come out tomorrow. She always had hope. So I guess at this time of year, where we're getting so close to the wind down of 2021, and what a year it's been. Right here in our midst, we have a respiratory therapist. Hands off to you. because they have had an incredible almost 2 years of this, to all of the nurses and the doctors and the firefighters. And okay, so I'm going to say the essential workers. Who are they? They're everyone. They're everyone everywhere, because our society is almost like the forest. You know how if you run out of ants, all kinds of species are going to kind of be gone because it all works together. That's how our society is. Our truck drivers, essential workers. Oh, yeah. Oh, what about plumbers? Pretty essential when our toilet blacked up last winter. Oh, what about grocery store workers? How would we eat? Nurses, doctors, musicians. What would it be like spending a year in the house with no music? Or TV? Or a movie? Or a phone? Every one of us on this planet is a wondrous, essential work of art created by the grandest of all creators, the artist of all life. And for me, that is wonder. So I want to end with my poem, and then we'll do a short meditation and a few announcements, and then Tim is going to do the daily word, and it's a really nice one this week. They always are, but nourishing our wonder. When I look up at the sky and see all the stars, the moon and clouds, I say, gee whiz, I am so amazed, as though I am dazed by the splendor of it all. Night or day, it makes no difference. What can I say? The miracle, the world of pure art infused with a soul, a beating heart of wonder. The wonder of being in this amazing place, seeing all the miracles taking place in this realm. I see it in the face of every person I meet, in a store or on the street. I see God in every eye I look into. We are why the world is so miraculous. God gives us direction each and every moment, gave us affection to share with mankind. Sharing this love is where we find heaven on earth. It is our gift at birth. Nourish our wonder, open our eyes. We are in for a magnificent surprise. And now I would like for you to just find that quiet place. That place that you go when you want to relax and get away from the buzz of the world around you. Where you take a deep breath and breathe in all of the splendor, all of the light, all of the glory, all of the wonder of this amazing universe in which you live. And you breathe out anything less, anything that is less than good. And take a moment to remember when you were that little child. You were riding your bike down the hill with the breeze blowing in your hair and the wind upon your face. The freedom you felt, the magic and wonder of the world. Or maybe the first time you saw the ocean, and every time you drove, you'd say to your mom and dad when you saw a puddle of water, "Are we there yet? Is this the ocean?" Because in your little mind, with your little eyes, you had no clue what an ocean might look like. Or perhaps your first time in an airplane, as you saw the clouds floating by and you wondered, are they really clouds? Could I really sit upon them? I think they're snow mountains. I think they're really cold. I think they're ice. I think if I took a picture and told someone I was in Alaska, they would believe me. And then you saw pictures in the clouds. And you thought about being so high in the sky and what's holding up this thing which you are in. How wonderful. Or maybe when you first saw a mountain and you drove around the rim until you got up to the top and you looked down at the splendor of the earth. And you looked at all the little specks down there, the specks that were houses and trees and people. You begin to realize how tiny we all are in the midst of the whole. And yet you were filled with wonder. What does it feel like? What does being filled with wonder feel like? It feels like I am one. I am a little speck and part of this huge, humongous tapestry which is called this thing called life. I am part of the whole. I am one with all humanity, with all that is, with all that was, and with all that will ever be. And knowing this fills me with ultimate wonder. And as I sit here feeling so filled with the joy and the love and the peace and the light of the universe, I am ready to say, Amen. It is good, and so it is. I will keep this close to my heart. And now, as you take a deep breath, breathe in the memory of this feeling. Breathe it into every cell, into every muscle, into every fiber of your being, knowing it is the truth of who you are. Begin to become aware of the chair upon which you're sitting, your hands, your feet, your fingers, your toes. Be aware of it all. And when you are ready, open your eyes and focus on something in the room you did not see before. Okay, so I am going to end with the prayer of protection, and after Tim, I'm going to invite Randy up one more time before we go out to tell them about our new and exciting January. We are so excited about this. It just gives me goosebumps because it's a very, very spiritual and wonderful place we are going to. So, I also wanted to tell you that we solely operate on donations by wonderful people like yourself. So if you feel at all compelled to give us anything, send anything, we would be so appreciative. You can find this information on our website, usc-midwest.com, or our Facebook page. So if you would please join us in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. Amen. And so it is. Yes. Changing the mic system.
The word for today is faith for Sunday, December 26, 2021. My inner light grows brighter through faith. Pulling back a curtain in a dark room will drive the darkness out and flood the space with light. I remember this at those times when my life feels dark. I have the power to live from faith, which brings me out of spiritual darkness. Faith helps me believe that even when I can't see it, the light of God is always shining. Little by little, my awareness of God grows increasingly brighter until I perceive the divine everywhere. I am a spiritual being, inseparable from God. I place my faith in this truth and drive out the fear of darkness and doubt that may have caused me to shrink from the fullness of life. Shining light in my world, I inspire those around me to grow brighter with faith. From the Christian scripture, I have come as light into the world so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in darkness. John 12:46. Daily Word, faith.
Good morning. My name is Randy Steele, and I'm president of Unity Spiritual Center. Just a couple of announcements going into the new year. We are going to start services next week on SIU campus at the Buckminster Fuller Dome. You can check out their website at www.fullerdome.org. And also please note the time change. We will start at 9 o'clock next week, once again at the Fuller Dome at SIU, 81 Circle Drive. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Randy, will the instructions be posted on our Facebook page also?
Yes, and this week, thank you, Marlene, we will post directions on how you can easily access the Fuller Dome. It's really just a mile north of the 270 at the SIU entrance. It's very easy. So we look forward to seeing you next week.